Hello CSE 102 class, this is WD08 flyer. And I'll just show you really quick, this is the flyer we're going to be recreating, and I put a PDF file online so that you could download and open it up in Adobe Reader. You can also open up in Chrome as well, but I like to open up in Adobe Reader so I could zoom in and zoom out. But this is basically the flyer that we're going to recreate in Word. And it has just a couple sections, has a side stripe over here, this kind of blue graphic. We're going to put a photograph over top of it, and there's also a logo down here at the bottom, and I'm going to supply all that, and that's going to be in a zipped folder that you're going to download and use some of them. And then also the text is going to be in a Word file, and you're going to copy and paste the text to end up right here, and over here. Now it looks like kind of difficult to lay out. I have to make columns and all that. No, you don't. You're just, what we're going to do is just actually use text boxes and just fill up the text in text boxes and format it as close as we can to this sample here. And we'll try to make a nice looking flyer. There's also this little copy at the bottom. We don't need that little gray thing at the bottom.
So that's what we're going to have as a finished product. I'm just going to take a minute here to go over the new method. This is an updated version that I'm recording for you of downloading and extracting the zip file. Other parts of this video may be a little bit older, but this is brand new. You're going to find the WD08 flyer assignment, click on it, and you should see two files to download. One is going to be your instructions, which you can download those. So I'm going to just save link as, and I'm going to download those to my notes, because that's where you should probably keep your notes. So I'm going to keep them in there, in my CSE 102 folder. And then also I'm going to download this one. Now this is just going to go in my Word file. Now there's a couple ways to do this. You could click on it and put it in your downloads, or you could download right to the folder that you want. Let's try it this way first. Let's download it just like you do with other files. Let's right click and do save link as, and instead of going into notes, we're just going to go back to the Word folder. Now you won't see anything else here. Even if you have files there and there's Word files there, you won't see them because this is a zip file and it's not seeing any other zip files there. So that's why it's not showing. If you showed alt here, you'd see other files. But we're going to download this and save it. Now your first instinct might be to double click on this in Chrome, and if that's your first instinct, let's just do that. Let's double click on that and just see what happens. And you're going to see this, you're going to see that, which we can delete, but I'm just going to go and when I see this, I'm just going to hit extract, and I'll do extract all. Now it's telling me to put it in a WD08 flyer folder. Now the problem, that's okay, except you're going to have two WD08 flyer folders. So if you just browse and just go back to Word, to your Word folder, and select that folder, we're going to extract, and it should be okay. So let's just take a look at this, of what we end up with. Now this thing, if you have this thing, you can delete that. So I'm going to delete that first. You don't need that Mac OS X thing. Your notes you need, because that's the one we had. And also, let's see what's in here. I'll double click on this, and this is what you want. Now don't worry about this DS store, that's nothing that you need. So if you want to delete that too, you don't need that either if it's just taking up space or confusing you. But what you will have is there's going to be 3 image files, a PNG, 2 JPEGs, and also I put your sample in here so that you could just view your sample instead of having to download that separately. You have that here too. And there's also going to be this text file. But let me just go back a second. Let me go back. You're still going to have this zip file. Now you may not see .zip on it, but you may see a little zipper here. So once you have this folder, which looks like a normal folder, you can get rid of this one. So I'm going to just delete that one. So make sure that once you have it extracted and you see a regular folder, you can delete this one. So I'm going to delete that one, and then I just have a regular folder. So that should be okay. If you do that process, that should be okay. You might try different things, but as long as you end up with a regular folder, even if you did it in downloads and you had to copy and paste it back into here, that's okay. But as long as you have this folder and you have these files that are showing here, the text file, the PDF. Now I'm going to open up the PDF. Let me right click and open with, and I just want to open it in Chrome because that's what I'm using right now. So there's the sample of my flyer that we're going to work on. And it does have older dates. Don't worry about the older dates. We're not concerned about the dates. So it's going to look like this. And you know, you can zoom in and zoom out in here even though you are in a browser. So if you had to zoom in and zoom out, you can see more of it here. So I'm opening up this sample in the browser, and I might even put your notes up there. So if you wanted to use your instructions in the browser, you could do that as well. But I'm not doing that in this part of the video. So Anyway, I'm going to go back to where my files are. And again, these are my files, and I'll go back one, and this is my folder here. So this is what I want. Another file that I'm also going to open up in here is going to be this text file. Now this is a Word file, but I put text on it. In the video, it's probably going to say copy, but I think text makes more sense because I don't want you to think it's a copy of it. It's actually just the text that you're going to use. So what you're going to use is this stuff. This is just a copy, so you don't have to type this. So you're not gonna save this or do anything with it. Don't think that you're formatting this, because you're not. You're only using this just to borrow the copy from it and paste it into a new document. So you're gonna do a file new, and you're gonna do a new blank document, and you're gonna have basically two files open in Word. You're gonna have this one where you're gonna copy and paste your text, and then you're also gonna have this one, which is the new one that you're gonna be working on. And if you want to, you can even just save this right away. That way you know that this is the new one that you're working on. And I'll save it right in my Word flyer. And you can actually put it right in the WD08. You could put it in here with the other one. There's no reason why you can't have it in there. You don't have to keep it outside of there. And I'm just going to save it as WD08, and I'll just call it flyer. And I'll put my last name, first initial. So there's, and make sure you have the extension if you're seeing the extension. So whether you use dashes or underscores, it doesn't matter that much. So it's WD08 flyer, and that's the one. This is going to be your finished one. This is the one you're just kind of copying stuff from. So I'm going to save that, and this is the file I'm going to work on. So the first thing we're going to do in here is, just go to your layout, make sure you change your margins. I think they have to be 1/2 inch all around. You could use narrow for here. And then we're going to start copying and pasting things in here. We're going to be also inserting images. So we're going to be going insert, and you're going to go to pictures, and then you're going to go and find that folder that we're working on, that WD08 folder. You're going to go in there, and this is where you're going to bring some images in. I think the first one we bring in is this side stripe thing. So I'm not going to go through all this right now because I have I'm going to continue the rest of the video, of the older video, but that's what you're going to do. You're going to start bringing images in here in boxes, and you're going to be copying and paste text here. But the intent of this video that I was doing is just to make sure that you can download everything okay. So again, you have your flyer document that you're working on. You also have your text document where you're going to copy and paste from, and then you'll be ready to continue with the rest of the video. The rest of the video is a little bit older, but it'll follow the same steps, so you shouldn't have any problem. But I just wanted to go over this kind of as an updated version of this.